I never thought my heart could shift from racing with love to throbbing with fury in a single evening. It began with good intentions. My business trip wrapped up 2 days earlier than expected, and I wanted to surprise Claire. My plan was to sweep her off her feet, take her back to the Ember Lounge, the bar where we shared our very first date, and remind her why I had chosen her to be my future wife. The engagement ring she wore wasn't just jewelry to me. It represented my promise, my dreams, and everything I thought we were building together. But that night, as I pushed open the weighty oak door of the lounge, I realized a ring means nothing if it's treated like an accessory instead of a vow. The bar glowed in muted amber tones, the bottles catching the soft light. A low thrum of music blended with quiet conversations. My eyes locked on Claire instantly. But she wasn't alone. A man sat far too close beside her, his arm draped casually on the back of her chair. Their heads leaned together as they laughed over cocktails. She twirled her hair and smiled, the same radiant smile she used to reserve for me back when we were caught up in the rush of new love. I froze in the shadows, half hidden behind a pillar. My breath stuck in my throat. Maybe I was overreacting, I thought. Maybe he was just a colleague. But then she leaned closer, brushed his hand with hers, and whispered something that made him grin like a predator. That shattered any illusion I had left. A bitter wave of humiliation and betrayal surged through me, leaving a taste I knew I'd never forget. I forced my legs to carry me forward, slow and steady, though it felt like I was moving in someone else's body. "Claire," I said evenly, my voice calmer than I felt. She looked up, panic flashing in her eyes before she pasted on an awkward mask of surprise. "James, you're home early." The man turned lazily, giving me a dismissive once-over as if I were an inconvenience. "Who's this?" he asked, as though I were the intruder. "This?" I lifted my empty left hand where a ring should have been. "Her fiancé." Her face drained of color. "James, it's not what it looks like." I let out a hollow laugh that didn't sound like me at all. "It never is it?" The man shifted uncomfortably. "Look, I didn't know she was—" "Don't." I cut him off, keeping my eyes on her. "This isn't about you." I slid my hand into my pocket and felt the cold metal of the ring I had once placed on her finger with trembling hands and teary eyes. Slowly, I pulled it out, let the dim light catch on it, and set it down on the table between them. "Give that back to someone you truly love," I said quietly, then turned and walked out. The night air hit me sharply, icy against my skin, but cleaner than the suffocating atmosphere I'd just left. My phone buzzed relentlessly, Claire's calls, her texts, her pleading words. "James, wait. Please, let me explain."
Come home.
"It's not what you think." But I didn't go home. Not that night. I drove aimlessly until I ended up at the old pier, staring at the black waves lapping against the wooden posts. My knuckles ached from gripping the steering wheel so tightly. Memories poured in. Our first date, her laugh echoing in that same lounge, the night we planned our future under the stars, the way she whispered, "I can't wait to spend my life with you," when I proposed. Had it all been a lie? Or was I simply never enough? The next morning, I finally went back. She was waiting on the couch, hair messy, eyes swollen from crying. "James," she said, rushing toward me. "I made a mistake. It wasn't serious. It just happened. We'd been drinking. He's a coworker." "Stop." I raised a hand. Tears welled in her eyes. "Please, just listen. It meant nothing. You've been so busy, so distant lately. I just wanted to feel wanted." Her words landed like a blow. "So, this is my fault now? I've been working for us, for our future, and you repay me with this." My voice cracked. "With cocktails and infidelity." "It wasn't like that," she whispered. "It was exactly like that." Days blurred into weeks. She tried everything: flowers, messages, promises of therapy, tearful late-night confessions swearing she loved only me. But love without respect is poison, and I'd already swallowed too much. Out of anger and self-preservation, I started digging. What I uncovered cut deeper than anything I saw in that bar. There were months of messages, inside jokes, flirty exchanges, late-night drinks after work. A hotel receipt from 2 weeks earlier while I was away in Chicago. Every discovery tore another seam in the fabric of the life I thought we had. When I confronted her, it wasn't with shouting. It was with ice. "Claire," I said one evening, standing in the kitchen where we once dreamed about our wedding menu. "I know everything, not just about the bar." Her face crumpled. "James, please."
No. Don't please me.
"You had chances, not once, not twice, but many times. And every time, you chose him. Or, at least, not me." She broke down, sobbing into her hands. I was scared. I thought we were too perfect. I was losing myself. I just wanted to feel alive. I stared at her. "You wanted to feel alive? You've destroyed everything." 2 days later, I moved out. The ring, once a symbol of love, was already at the jeweler, waiting to be resold. Friends called me cold. Some urged forgiveness. Others encouraged me to humiliate her as she had humiliated me. But I didn't want vengeance. What I wanted was my dignity. Weeks slipped by. I buried myself in work, trying to rebuild a version of myself that didn't revolve around her. Nights were the hardest. Those long silences, the moments I reached instinctively for a phone that no longer lit up with her goodnight texts. Then one evening, I walked back into the Ember Lounge. Alone this time, but stronger. The bartender recognized me and gave a cautious nod. And there she was, Claire, sitting by herself at the same bar, staring at the door like she'd been waiting for me. Her lover was gone. Her smile was gone. She stood as soon as she saw me. "James, I didn't think you'd come." "I didn't come for you," I said softly. "I came for myself, to make peace." We talked, not as lovers, not as enemies, but as two people who had shattered something fragile beyond repair. "I'm sorry," she whispered, tears shining in the dim light. I thought he made me feel special, but all he did was cost me the one person who truly loved me. I stayed silent for a moment. My heart still ached, but the wound had closed into a scar. "I loved you," I said at last. "But I can't love who you chose to become." That night, I left the bar with an unfamiliar calm. I wasn't taking her back. I wasn't plotting revenge. I was moving forward. Sometimes, the most powerful response to betrayal isn't rage or pleading. It's walking away with your self-respect intact. Months later, I heard from mutual friends that the man she'd risked everything for had abandoned her. She was alone, trying to mend the damage she had caused. As for me, I started traveling, meeting new people, rediscovering the parts of myself I'd set aside. I laughed again, without guilt. Healing, I learned, isn't about erasing what happened. It's about refusing to let it corrupt what comes next. And as for the ring, I never bought another like it. Next time I propose, it won't be just with gold or diamonds. It will be with eyes wide open. Because love is a choice. And so is betrayal.